My name's Tim Claremont. I reside at 4699 State Route 159, right across from Chillicothe Truck Company. Mayor Solzer, when you was legislator, you did help me out with a certain thing that I really appreciate it, but when it comes to Green Township, some of the comments you have made on the radio a few months ago about us not paying our bills, that opens the city to its own criticism. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. The city opens its own criticism to its failure to act. You've had 6 years to take care of the Carlisle building. Now you're wanting to rush into buying something else. You've had almost 2 decades to take care of sewers on the West End. When Mr. Wakefield was up here talking to you, you talked about how you successfully worked with the trustees in the past. Well, these trustees are all gone now. And everybody knows why these trustees are gone now if they know anything about the Chillicothe Sewer District and how it got started and how it kind of got shoved down our throats. Our township trustees have tried to work on a jet agreement with the city of Chillicothe, and they haven't heard anything back. Well, now we know why, since they're running sewer lines on out Hospital Road. That's fine. The water and sewer lines, nobody seems to know around here, nobody ever answers any questions as to who authorized them to be run up Hospital Road. We're going to go ahead and pay for them. The pipes are there. They need to be done, need to be paid for. They go ahead and do it. Why are you running lines up Hospital Road? Nobody's stepping up to say why they did it. Like I said, these trustees we've had in the past are gone now, and everybody knows why. If you want to promote business, and this is say why you're running the lines on Hospital Road, if you want to promote business, the businesses out of the city, like Adena Hospital and Kenworth Truck Company, why don't you cut their water and sewer rates so they can keep their costs down and try to keep employees working in Chillicothe? Everybody knows what's going on with the economy right now. I'm an employee of Kenworth. Kenworth has invested $1 million in a PACCAR center for the hospital for training of nurses. Why can't the city do the same and extend the same sort of privilege to these businesses that are outside the city that are using the city utilities? Council needs to take its time and listen to the constituency when it comes to making some of these purchases, and I think everybody knows what purchase I'm talking about with this AEP building. You can do what you want, doesn't matter, but I can't believe nobody's brought up boycott of maybe certain members of council here and their businesses if they're not going to do anything about it. Thank you very much for your time.
Anybody else want to address council this evening? Okay, we will move on. Council members, any old business needs to be brought up? Mr. Trutchell.
Thank you, President Schultz. With regard to old business, last year about this time we were talking about deer legislation. Well, we have to vote on that legislation again because that was a one-year only legislation that we had. The only thing I need to know is how many deer did we get? Everybody's asking me that, and I ran the legislation through. I've called game warden, couldn't get an answer from him, and my good friend Joe is kind of dragging his feet a little bit, but I need to get that information so the constituents know what's going on. I do know that some deer were taken, but I don't know how many. Somebody knows. But just keep your eyes open. That legislation will be back. Thank you.
Okay, any other old business? Okay, Mr. Folsom, any petitions or correspondence received?
I have none, Mr. President.
All right. New business. Mrs. Patrick.
I would just like to thank the police officers for their very visible presence over the weekend down in the East End. I received several calls from residents. They really appreciate it, and it was just nice to see. It's a shame they can't do it all the time, but anytime you can get down in our area, we really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mrs. Henderson.
Under new business, I would request, if it was possible, to have a second reading on tonight's item number 16 at a special meeting that would be held next Monday on June 15th. If the mayor would agree to call a special meeting for consideration of item number 16 at second reading only. Thank you.
Any other new business? Okay, Committee assignments and meeting dates. Since our last meeting, committee assignments made were number 286 to utilities to rescind the water rate increase for 2009. 287 engineering, address the recommendation to replace the older street signals at certain intersections. And as you heard the request, we will have review time on that next Monday at 6:30. And the engineer will be here to discuss that assignment. 288 to finance, appropriate federal and state funds for the transit garage. 289 finance, a resolution accepting the 2010 county budget book. 290 to finance, appropriate $2,000 from unclaimed funds to refunds in municipal court account. 291 engineering, authorize administration to enter into a release and agreement with Speedway Super America to extend the permit period and allow installation of 2 new monitoring wells. And 292 to finance, establish a rainy day line item city budget for future administration building needs and appropriate $100,000 from Red Flex revenues for laptops for police cruisers. As far as meeting dates, we will meet next Monday, 6:30 review session. And then, of course, the next regular meeting will be June 22nd. With that, gets us to legislation. Item number 1.
Third reading of an ordinance appropriating $3,142.34 to purchase a Badger Trimble handheld field computer for use in the water department and declaring an emergency. Third reading.
Okay, roll call.
Ames.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Prohl.
Yes.
Trutchell.
Yes.
And that ordinance passed. Number 2,